Welcome back to the 13th Destiny podcast with Magnum. I am your host, James Magnum Cook, and this is just going to be a brief teaser show for today with a couple of updates what's going on later today. This is why you should listen to the podcast, I suppose, because I do an update, little teasers from time to time, especially when I'm going to have on a very awesome guest. And I've teased it a little bit for you guys in recent days and weeks, and we have had a hard time getting our schedules together. But today, first off, I'm going to tell you where I'm going to visit today. I am visiting the historic Scott County Jail over in Huntsville, Tennessee later today. And that's kind of part of my project for the podcast guest, I suppose, I'm doing. So that's, if you know anything about what I'm talking about at all as you're listening to the podcast, then you're already homing in on possibly who the guest is. Or you listen to the podcast and where I have announced that I was working to get her on the show. And she's a remarkable young lady, and I look very forward to interviewing her today. I consider myself both a fan of her work and a friend. And so we went back and forth. So anyway, I'll give you that information right here, right now. Later today, after 4 o'clock this afternoon, I will be doing a very special interview with the Ghost Biker, better known as Miranda Young, the Ghost Biker. And those who follow paranormal activity and paranormal investigations well know who she is. She is, like I said, a very intelligent, well-spoken young lady, and pretty too. So I really think a lot of Miranda, and she does have a following, so it will be nice to have her on the show. And I look forward to enjoying this very special interview with this very, very talented lady, and learning a lot more about her and letting you learn more about her, especially maybe some of the people who are following my podcast who may have never listened to Miranda's stuff. And but if you have an interest in paranormal, you're definitely going to want to listen to this show. Okay, so a quick update. I am currently in Crossville, Tennessee, the beautiful Crossville, Tennessee. I have been here before. It's a very beautiful place, and I'm sure Huntsville is too. I haven't been there. At least I don't think I've been through Huntsville, where I'm going, where the Scott County Jail is today. So it'll be kind of maybe a threefold factor. Get to visit there, get to visit the town, get to visit the jail, and get to interview Miranda. So that's all going to be an awesome afternoon. And it's not too bad this morning. It's a little windy this morning, but not too bad on the weather. So that's good. It's not got extremely cold. It's not extremely hot. So it's kind of decent late fall weather. It's going to be winter weather before too long. But luckily, like where I'm from in Kentucky and Tennessee, luckily our winters, for the most part, for the recent years, haven't lasted very long. Hopefully, that will be the case again. We shall see. And now, a very special out to a brand new friend. I met her in Missouri a few days ago. And just wanted to say thank you, Ruth Ann Stafford, for sending the friend request. And I hope you're having a lovely day. And may God keep blessing you. So we got that out of the way. I want everyone to understand that this show is, I know last few weeks I was busy going across the country, getting some footage done for the movie I was working on, and still working on. But I am going to be working harder and harder to try to get more guests on, like Miranda, because I want to expand the podcast to have more guest shows on, and not just me, as I had mentioned recently. Of course, big shout out to Jay Farrell, Rick Ryman, who were two of the first guests on the show. And I will continue to try to seek out guests to be on the podcast and try to have more and more guest shows, because I think it's important that I want to get this show to where I originally had its intent. And having Miranda on today will be really, really important because she is among the kind of guests that I have mentioned at the beginning that I was wanting to have on the show. And that is like paranormal investigators. She is on the top of that list. So anyway, this is kind of the update. It was going to be a really, really short show. It's a really, really short episode. So sorry about that. It's just an update and a teaser for the episode 22 coming up after today. And episode 22 will be with the ghost biker Miranda Young. Anyway, thank you for listening. And those who are following the podcast, I really appreciate that. Big shout out to all of you. I really do appreciate the fact that some of you have been listening all the way through from the beginning to now. And anyway, I'm going to get off for now. And so y'all have a great day, morning, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you're at in the 13th Destiny podcast world. And God bless all of you.